Good morning, everybody. I'm going to reorganize my kitchen and I'm going to take you with me. So, buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to be a lumpy ride. So, here is how my kitchen is currently organized. This is the counter, and I'm going to open my cupboards and show you what they look like. So this is the cupboard under the sink, trash on the left, pail and other items on the right. This cupboard has the hot water heater in it, and it has the plethora of reusable grocery bags that I always forget to take. That's why I have so many. Every time I go, I buy another one. In California, you pay for bags. They're very high quality, but you pay for them, so it's a good idea to have reusable ones. Here is the horrible cupboard. As you can see, it is highly cluttered. It's very hard to reach anything. There's the space under the stove. There is what doubles as a pantry, the space under the fridge, and there's the space under the washer. There is the Lazy Susan I brought back from Kansas City. That was in my kitchen in Kansas City, and I found it in the storage unit. So, I don't like the way the kitchen is functioning. It's starting to get a little cluttered, and that cabinet down there is really hard for me to use. And as I've mentioned before, I don't like having food so close to the bathroom. It's probably perfectly sanitary. I don't put the food in the bathroom, but it is a composting toilet, so I do like to be super careful and hygienic. So, I am going to pause the video because I don't have a real video camera. I'm going to reorganize the kitchen, and then I'm going to show you what I've done. The reason for my sharing this video is that it's really important when you live tiny to be as organized as possible. I'm going to show you what's in the drawers as well. Silverware, that works great. I'm not going to change that. These are serving and cooking utensils. I'm going to try to organize that. This is a drawer of miscellaneous hardware. I'm going to try to consolidate that stuff with the miscellaneous hardware in those two boxes sitting on top of my toolbox. The bottom drawer has difficulty opening, but it has towels in it, like kitchen towels. So I'm not going to try to open it now because it sticks, but that's okay the way it is. What I think I want to do with this drawer here is take the stuff that's in the second drawer and divide it by both these drawers so that it's not so cluttered. But we'll see. So I'm going to reorganize and show you the results. And maybe that'll give you some ideas about organizing your kitchen. Okay, while I'm in the process, I want to show you what's happened here. I have accumulated reusable containers and accumulated more stuff in here than I need. And so one of the things that I'm going to do is eliminate some of this stuff, and then maybe the cabinet will be reusable. One of the purposes of going tiny is not to have so much stuff. But I also am trying to stop using throwaway bags and use reusable containers, so when they come into my house, I keep them. For example, I got a promotional reusable cup at the juice place in Lodi. So there it is. And I don't want to throw glass jars in the recycling just because that seems wasteful. So I'm starting to accumulate them. And I don't want to use plastic bags because, again, that seems wasteful. So I'm accumulating reusable containers. That means I'm accumulating clutter. Now, when the tiny house was built, originally my builder said I wouldn't be able to use this cupboard. And I said, you're going to have 3 feet of cupboard space that I can't use? That's ridiculous. I think that's a verbatim quote. So, the shelf that's in there, I don't know if you can see this shelf. It's a 2-tiered shelf. I got that on Amazon. I like it well enough, but what's happened is it's just become too cluttered. So I'm going to straighten this cupboard out. I've given some thought to using this cupboard as a pantry. There's so much stuff in it, though, I don't know if I could. And I don't know what would be the pantry if I didn't. So I'm working on it. So I'm going to pause again and work my magic on this cupboard. Okay, we're getting there. So I have gone ahead and organized the stuff in this cupboard. I took out the throwaway things that can go in the recycle. I only kept one jar, which is a pretty sturdy one. I don't know if this is focusing or not. I put the things that I use most accessible in the front, the things that I rarely use but still useful, like my little cooler that I use every time I travel, baking dishes, soup pots, less accessible in the back. So the pans that I use, the water cups, the French press, that sort of thing, in the front, neatly organized, and hopefully this will work better, and these things will go in the recycle. So I'm going to pause now and do the next round of organization. Okay, so this is what happens when you let stuff accumulate. As I mentioned, we bring bags to the grocery store here. If you don't bring them, you have to pay for a new one. They are fairly sturdy, but there's no point in paying for a new one every time you go to the store. So I have reusable bags and bags for which I paid when I went and didn't have a bag. So that is the on-demand hot water heater. And I think this cupboard would make a better food pantry than the space under the sink. Not because it's really big enough, not under the sink, I'm sorry, under the refrigerator. Not because it's big enough, really, but because it is away from the bathroom, and that's been a concern of mine. So I am going to attempt to see if that will work. My concern is messing with the hot water heater lines, which are those blue lines there. That's propane and the hot water heater. So I don't know if I should do that. I have to think about it some more. But in any event, that mess has to go away, and that's my next project. So I'm working on that now. So I took a look at the hot water heater and decided I didn't want to use this area for food storage because I might damage the hot water heater. So I took the plastic bags that are clearly reusable and put the other ones that are in not really ever going to be reused in the recycle bin, and I'm calling that reorganized for now at least. That still leaves me with the quandary about the food storage. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. So that's something I will have to contemplate. There is a bag of bags here. There is a Christmas popcorn tin full of bags back there. I think I have enough bags. I've learned my lesson. I have to remember to take bags to the grocery store. I don't go to the store often, but if I don't take bags, I buy a new one. I am not really sure what I'm going to do about food storage. I don't know why we didn't think about this before, but that's the issue that I have to contemplate. One thing I've considered is putting a cupboard where the shelf of plates is. It's a little high for me, but it would be a nice addition, and I think I could have the carpenter in the park build it. Then I could put that shelf over above this one and put plates on it, or under it, I suppose, but I don't really want to do that. So that's one thing. If anybody has any suggestions, please leave a comment, and I will keep you posted. Thanks a lot. I hope you enjoyed this look at the reorganization of my kitchen, and that it gives you some ideas. Thanks a lot, and I will see you next time.